for the rest of the minutes we'll be here. Possibly we'll just take about 30 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're aware that Tanzania has blocked Kenyans in variety of businesses. So don't go to Tanzania and expect to be doing mobile or mobile banking businesses. Don't expect yourself to conduct retail business. And check if you are into tourism business, right? Suluhu has suluhisho for that, and therefore she does not want you to put the Tanzanian out of business, guys. What does this mean? This means that Suluhu is actually violating the unity aspects under the East African community, whereby they agreed that they would be, Kenyans would be free in Tanzania to do business, study, receive health services, and such things. Now, some of the comments, you will quickly get people posting it like this. Gabrielle says Kenya should reciprocate, meaning Kenyans should do the same to Tanzanians. Masamkwel says Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Sudan, Somalia, DRC, and Kenya must immediately reciprocate the same things. We have Tanzanians working in Kenya. Samia Suluhu has broken East African community. Samuel Baraza says, I think we need to do so because it seems like they are targeting Kenya. Jumuiya says, Watanzania wamejaa hapa Mombasa, wanauza Mungu kazi ya vibanda. Viwete si Kenya ichukue mwelekeo huo bure mama Sululu. Murastandin says, I thought we have EAC. We need unity in Africa, not selfishness. Tanzania kuna umama sana. When is Kenya going to do the same ban Tanzanian and other foreign traders from running specific small businesses in Kenya? Actually, guys, if you come from Nyabohanze, or rather Hispania, I've ever lived around Taita Taveta, so Taveta borders. There is also the Msambweni end. Those are the direct borders. Na kuna Honolulu, where we border Tanzania. Now, when you look at these borders, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of things come in and out of Kenya, And we've been having interactions with Tanzania, but since the vifaranga aspect, I don't know if you remember that Kenya had the vifaranga aspect with Tanzania. So the war has not started today. The economic war between Kenya and Tanzania is an old aspect that started long ago, even before, which president? Was it Kikwete or who? When he was in leadership, guys. Now, what does this ban mean to Kenyans? A lot of Kenyans are in Tanzania, by the way. Those who are studying there. In fact, a lot of people are in these programs where you go to this university. They really actually sponsor a lot of Kenyans to go study for masters in administration and education and come back to Kenya. Aga Khan, yes. The Aga Khan sponsorship normally happens and Kenyans are taken to Tanzania to study. Now, I'm afraid since that time Boniface Mwangi and this guy Mabili is known as Magodi or somebody, they were abducted in Tanzania, then found in Kenya. Since then, I don't think things are same again, And a lot of Kenyans took it to heart when Boniface actually faced what he experienced in Tanzania. And unfortunately, he underwent, brutality and torment, including sodomization. And many Tanzanian leaders, even in cabinet, stood up to laugh about it, I remember the memes actually had to predict, or rather to depict them as the most barbaric people. I don't know what you think about it. You may be watching from Tanzania. Just let me know. What do you think? because Tanzanians believe they are the most democratic according to them, and they are the happiest and they have safety. And so Tanzanians feel Kenyans should not go there to disturb. So I remember the memes that came out. I don't know whether I find them here because it's a while now. After Suluhu had talked about Kenyans just staying in their country and not disturbing her country. So let's check for that. I'm just asking for a moment to check for that meme. I don't know whether I'll get it. It happened around May, you remember? When Suluhu had to order for detention and deportation of Mother Karua and the rest. I hope you remember, right? So there came a lot of parody on Samia. Send for love. How are you? Welcome on board. Hi. Big up to you. Thank you so much for showing up here. I really appreciate you. Mean a world to me. Because without you people, I don't know why I would be here. Katiana Hernandez, Tenes Pejo. Hola, hola. How are you? I hope you're doing well, right? Okay. Now, a lot of memes came up during that time. Let me just show some examples.
Huku nitakupuliza ufu, lakini ukinipara nitakuparura. Ukinikuna vizuri, mimi nitakukuna na kukupapasa ufu. Huku nitakupuliza ufu, lakini ukinipara nitakuparura. Ukinikuna vizuri, mimi nitakukuna na kukupapasa ufu.
You remember that time when a lot of people now made a lot of memes about Tanzania? Some of them were quite weird. Some of them even changed the facial aspect of Suluhu. And they were so much... Now, guys, I don't know. Sometimes when somebody calls, you find that the camera is not working. You know? I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do here, actually. Maybe what is this now? Like, I can't even show my face. I can't also screen the computer. After somebody called and interfered, I don't know. What is happening now? It's connected. Thank you. Thank you for waiting on me, guys. There was just a little bit of an interference that happened because of a call. My sister was traveling and she had to tell me whether she arrived safely, and I could not wait because by the time I'm finishing, maybe she would be asleep. All right, so forgive me for that. So a lot of Kenyans made a lot of fuss about Suluhu, and things were not quite cool, right? So at that point, Suluhu was actually suggesting that it's only Tanzania that is peaceful, and the Kenyans have ruined their country, and they are now going to ruin Mama Samia's country. And Kenyans are quite funny. Let's just see this. This is what they did on her. Look at that. Those are some of the memes they made on Samia, right? They even made the casket meme. They also made the dog barking meme. If you know, you know. Kenyans are bad people sometimes. Are they bad or creative? I don't know. Let's look at this one. There was one that was so funny. A trending meme in the parliament. Let me just check for it before we proceed. You know, for entertainment purpose. It's funny. Which, I don't know whether I'll find it. It was so funny. That time, Kenyans did a lot of stuff. Yeah. Maybe it's this. Let me see.
Sisi Tanzania hatuna cha kujifunza Kenya. Hatuna hata kimoja cha kujifunza. Tunawazidi siasa, tunawazidi akili, tunawazidi kila kitu. Na wala swala la Kiingereza tunacha.
You remember this?
Hatuna hata kimoja cha kujifunza. Tunawazidi siasa, tunawazidi akili, tunawazidi kila kitu. Na wala swala la Kiingereza sisi sio kipaumbele. Tuna maisha yetu. Kwa hiyo niwaombe sana vyombo vya ulinzi na usalama, msikubali kuruhusu watu hao waje watuharibie nchi yetu. Niwaombe sana.
Mwangwa
na Mazakarua.
Mwangwa na Mazakarua.
Wameharibu nchi.
Mwangwa na Mazakarua were actually blacklashed, or rather received a backlash, right? In May, if you remember very well. Now, this is the current report that comes from Tanzania. Let's go to it, guys. Let's get to it. If you've not heard it, please be informed so that you don't go to Tanzania and are arrested. Those people are very serious. When I was living at the borders of Kenya and Tanzania, around Taveta, it happened that there were some Kenyans who were arrested. So they were arrested because they were going to buy some products there and come sell in Kenya. You know, things like there is a beer that is sold within a paper kind of. So if you are found, they pick what you have and they make you again pay. So let's just listen to this news, guys, and be aware. If you are somebody in business, be sure to avoid this kind of businesses so that you don't get into wrangles with Suluhu. Because their police don't joke around. They'll be speaking Kiswahili, a very good Kiswahili, but they'll be actually frying you. So listen to this.
A new government order that bans foreigners from operating in key business sectors. The directive targets small and medium enterprises, including retail, tour guiding, mobile money
retail, tour guiding,
services, and salons, raising serious
salons, retail, tour guiding, operation of mobile money, and salons.
concerns for cross-border livelihoods.
So if anybody is actually into salon business or beauty business in general, you are into mobile money business, you are into tour guide business and retail business, please stay away from Tanzania. If your license is already has expired, now you can go back to another country and do trading from there. Because sometimes Kenyan are hard-headed people. And because they are used to that business and they are hardworking, they will still want to go on. Yet, this has been given a red flag. Let me warn you, by the way, fellow Kenyans, if you are in Tanzania and you're doing this business, don't continue, because the Tanzanian police are very serious. They are not bribed like our own. You cannot bribe them to make them comply with you or let it pass. No. All right, let's go to more.
The move also risks reigniting tensions between Nairobi and Dodoma, as David Mudoka reports.
A new order from the Tanzanian government is setting strict limits on who can do business within its borders. Signed last week by Industry and Trade Minister Selemani Jafo, the directive officially bars non-citizens from engaging in 15 business activities.
15.
retail and wholesale trade,
15 key
mobile money
businesses.
transfer services,
15 key businesses, guys. Retail and wholesale trade, mobile money transfer services, phone and electronic repair, salon and cleaning services,
and electronics repair, salon and cleaning services, parcel delivery,
tour guide,
shops, and real estate
courier shops,
brokerage.
real estate brokerage. Are you seeing that? Parcel delivery, tour guiding, courier shops, real estate brokerage.
The law took effect immediately, meaning foreigners, including Kenyans, conducting the aforementioned businesses in Tanzania are no longer eligible for new business licenses.
So non-citizens in Tanzania have been banned from the following businesses. And get it right. Non-citizens in Tanzania have been banned from the following businesses: retail and wholesale trade, right? Mobile money transaction, right? Phone and electronic repair, salon and cleaning services, parcel and courier services, right? Tour guide, and what else? Courier shops, real estate brokerage. Wakenya wenzangu, mmesikia ama mjasikia? So, it is quite unfortunate if anybody will be arrested conducting parcel delivery, tour guiding, courier shop, real estate brokerage, you know, and retail and wholesale trade, mobile money transfer services, phone and electronic repair, salon and cleaning services. Woe unto you. You won't have anybody to cry for. All right, now let's get to
AI writing detectors are here to stay,
Museveni.
and they're getting better. Here at Write Human,
Guys.
we work around the clock to develop AI.
And while U.S. policies continue to put pressure on African nations, many African Americans are making a different choice. Ditching the American dream, they are returning to Africa to reconnect with their roots, reclaim their heritage, and rediscover their identity. So, what is driving this shift, and what could it mean for Africa's future? Our next report has more details.
Now, guys, meanwhile, before we even go to Museveni, do you know that a lot of Americans are now relocating to Africa? You saw the other lady that relocated to Ghana. I've seen an example of guys who are coming to Kenya. I've seen the situation of people who are promising to go to Nigeria, you know.
Glorified by pop culture and sewn deep into the minds of...
So even though there's pop culture, there is a modern setting in America and all that, people are not going for that, right? Look at that. People are running away from that now, you know.
People has drawn many to the United States for decades. Same appeal anymore. For some, the real dream now lies deeper in their roots, in heritage, and in identity. Many African Americans are now looking beyond the U.S., packing their bags and heading home to Africa.
Now, guys, of course, if you're in Kenya, you heard about the UN that is coming to Kenya, and I hope those who have money, you can invest around Nairobi a lot, because UN is transferring a lot of its stuff to Nairobi now. So business will be booming. Now, people are coming to Africa to reconnect, to reclaim heritage, as well as to reconnect, right?
Heritage.
You know?
38-year-old American YouTuber Austin Holloman is one of them.
Now, Austin Holloman is part of those people who have relocated to Africa, you know?
But on the other hand, Kenya feels warm,
because according to
welcoming,
him,
and complete.
Kenya is warmer for him, while America is colder for him, you know?
So I picked Kenya because I feel the safest here.
Meet Kenneth Harris. He is an ex-military veteran.
A solution for expats.
Holloman is not alone. Meet Kenneth Harris.
Another
He is an
situation is
ex-military
Kenneth
veteran,
Harris.
born in Atlanta 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Even though he
booked a
was born
one-way
in
ticket to
Atlanta,
Kenya.
he decided to
Today, he is
relocate to
hosting guests
Kenya,
in an Airbnb
you know.
and enjoying his dream life in Nairobi.
I've always had that adventurous spirit, especially when I joined the military, got to go to different countries and so me taking the opportunities to venture out to other places,
Kenneth
that's
Harris.
what allowed me to make a home away from home. And Kenya is my new home.
Harris and Holloman are just two voices.
The narrative that America is the land of dreams,
Opportunity.
is a viable place for anyone. There are abundance of opportunities. There is social cohesion, there is stability. This reverse migration is denting that narrative. So America is of course likely to lose, including things like brain drain.
So, of course, if this narrative continues, what we'll experience in America is that there'll be brain drain, and of course, investors will be, especially the black investors, will be going to other countries and therefore investing in them. And that should be a warning to Trump and any other leader in this developed world, because sometimes it is the choices we make today that affect tomorrow. And the same applies to Tanzania too. Now, let's get to Museveni. Museveni came to Kenya and schooled Raila, not Raila, but Ruto. He was kind of talking about the essence of leaders focusing on markets and also the production of goods, instead of focusing on who the next president will be. Museveni doesn't seem to be worried about who the next president will be because he knows he's there for all his while, right? So he was actually castigating the narrative of focusing on development and forgetting about this thing of seeking foreign enhancement to sit as a country. Now, this is what he had to say. Let's listen to this part,
South Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi, Central African Republic, Chad, I think Chad also, even Ethiopia, that big country, no access to the sea. So, and people are not working to solve that. They are content. President, minister, what are you ministering? You are not solving the issue of market. You are not solving the problem of access to the ocean. How would you develop? How exactly how? And instead you are talking about small things. Who will be president? Who will be whoever is president? You will face those problems. So therefore, I'm very happy to be here.
Did you get what Museveni said? That instead of people focusing on who will be the next president, the way Kenya are now into the field, Gachagua running up and down, Matiang'i running up and down, Natembeya running up and down, Sifuna making a lot of noise, Raila confused, Wanga making a lot of fuss, Mbadi talking and throwing his hands. They should focus on the market, solve problems. They have an ocean. How do they tap into the ocean and use it? He also talked about the fact of there was something I heard him say here. Let me just go back to it.
I don't know where they got it in the Bible, but it is in the prayer book. In the Bible also, the bishop has told you.
Can you imagine Museveni referring to Ruto as bishop because of the church aspect? So he was talking about something and he was not sure whether it's from the Bible or whichever book. And Ruto said the Bible. And he said the bishop has told you. So Bishop Daktari Ruto. All right, let's go on.
Now, this is really the big problem of Africa. And you young people, when I see people doing all sorts of things, arguing, and so on, I wait to hear for the content.
Has your soul been bruised by a betrayal by somebody who was close to you?
So Museveni has not got the
Broken or
content from
abusive
our
relationship?
arguments.
What are they
You know?
arguing about? You find they are talking about small things. But
Kenyan politicians talking about small things instead of the big things like what?
modern economies
Like modern economy
built on
and how they can
production
tap
of
into
goods
production
and
of goods
services.
and services for the people, you know?
The more goods and services you produce,
That the fact that if you produce more products and services, then you become a power. He was even referring to Latin America, saying that Latin America has a lot of resources. However, they are not tapping into it. No wonder they don't have a powerhouse as USA. USA might have few resources, but they tap into what they have and also get others from outside and produce what citizens need. The surplus is sold, you know? Listen to that.
especially industrially, in agriculture and so on, the wealthier you are. But when you produce goods and services, the next question is, who buys what you produce?
Yeah. So he was actually
issue
schooling
of the
Ruto into
producers
enhancing economic
and the
empowerment
consumers
and of course more modern one,
is at the center
seeking who
of
to
a
buy
modern
our
economy.
products and also making sure
So
that they
therefore, when
produce
you
what
see
is necessary.
leaders, whatever they are, just talking about all other things, this one, this one. Why are you not talking about the market? Nani atanunua bidhaa zako? If you don't answer that and you say you are a leader, then there are serious issues.
I want you to look at Ruto. Ruto looks at him like, hey?
I can see that we are waking up to talk about the market.
Look at Ruto.
The market of East Africa, the market of Africa. But if we don't do that, the future is very bleak. You can see two continents.
So Museveni kept saying that, look at Ruto's look here.
Nguo ya hii kitu imetoka, nguo yake. Iko hapo. Nguo yake.
Museveni was trying to say that Kenya has a very bleak future and Africa in general if leaders are not going to tell us where the market of our products is, and if they are not going to produce enough products for the citizens, and if they actually have to tap into the current or modern market, they have to make sure that they understand who buys the products, who acquires them, right? So all that is what Museveni was driving home and asking that leaders would rather stop making those campaigns when they are not working for the people, actually, you know. Now, regardless of this man having served for the longest time possible and the fact that he is considered a dictator, it amazes people how he continues to rule and rule and rule, you know. Now, look at the housing programs in Kenya, for example. A lot of houses are being constructed. Who will buy them? Who is going to buy them? What are we producing as a country? You know, what have we tapped into to produce? Is it sugar? Is it cocoa, coffee? Do we have, maybe let's say, fruits? Or what exactly do we have to produce, you know? Can we tell, for example, how soon will be better? Some people commented the two vampires of East Africa literally has nothing to solve, rampant. And by the way, sometimes someone who is a very poor leader can be a good advisor. When you listen to Museveni, he was giving real facts. However, it doesn't look like Uganda is grown economically because its money or currency is below Kenya, right? All right, so I had that very short moment, 30 minutes, and there were very few people here. I don't know why. I don't know. But it is what it is. Sometimes we just have to appreciate for our life and the few or the little wins, right? So good night. Have a nice time. Kesho utanifanyia video.